Hi all, just a very quick video of something very different for the channel. Not an era or a period that I would normally play or demonstrate on the channel, but I thought this is something a bit different and may appeal to some of the listeners. This is a mini pocket game. There's a Kickstarter out for a new edition of this from Wargames in America. This is Dark Tomb. There are, or I say, the Kickstarter is for the third in the series. This is the second, Blackthorn Island. I managed to pick up a copy of this in the UK. The first edition I can't find at the moment, but something I'm looking at. And what I'm particularly drawn to here, hopefully you can see from the size of my hand, is the size of the tin. This is a little tin, lozenge tin sized game. So great for travelling, scratching an itch when you're on holiday. What you'll hopefully be able to see on here is just some of the elements. It tells you a little bit about here. So this is 1 to 5 players, 15 to 40 minutes. And this is a fantasy Dungeons and Dragons-ish type game. So great with a group of people. It'd be something you play in the pub. You could play, you know, in your Airbnb. You could play on the plane. It's anywhere really. It's a nice little game you can get out. 20 minutes, 40 minutes, played, done. Put it away, and it's got a lot of replayability as well. So let's just show you what you get in the tin. So. You get a little rule book. Again, really nice. Sets the scene a little bit for you. Talks you through how it all works. The cards are the absolutely critical things, and these little emblems on the cards will tell you what to do and how to work. So you have a 3-stage game. And each stage will give you a tile set up with a start tile, the others are covered up, and then it will generate a random area for you to play over for each stage, each game. Characters all operate in their own turn, and they're able to do a movement and then a free action, along with actually taking a character action as well, which is a special action, and you can only use the same action once every other turn. So i.e. if you for example fired a particular arrow in a turn, you couldn't do the same thing next turn. You'd have to wait the turn after to use that action again. So it's quite a useful little bit of friction in there. Attacking, as you'll see in a moment, is very easy. The little arrows tell you if you can attack around corners or multiple targets, ranges, things like that. And then there's a little bit about some of the incumbents you might find when you're moving through these stages, some of the different types of monsters. This particular game, you have a little ship. You have to sail down a river, which is very interesting. And again, there's a little train thing there to explain what you're looking at on the cards. Now, obviously, this is a game in a box. There's a limit to how much you can put into a box and how many monsters you can find and how different it will play. But I think for what you're getting here and the price point, you've got a lot of longevity, a lot of opportunity of different types of things you can do. So let's just show you a little bit of the cards. As you'll see, they're slightly different colors depending on what they are. So these, for example, shows you what you can do in a character turn, a move, an action, and free actions. Shows you in the stage turn. Once you've done these, everyone's done their actions, then you roll for a seismic event, and then you roll for the monster turn, and then it starts again, and you keep going through until either you've killed all the monsters in an area and uncovered all the tiles and achieved the objective, or you don't. you've got some set characters in the game here, depending on whether you're playing on your own with 4. You could play with 1, 2, 3, 4 characters. You could have players all playing a character each. You could have a player playing the monsters or the dungeon, depending on how you want to put it. So again, you've got lots of options, and you can see there they've all got different things that they do. And likewise, these are some of the actions that these characters can do in a turn. So there's some quite unique little things that you soon sort of learn what the strengths and weaknesses are of the different characters. So that's quite interesting. Then you have the stages, and I'm going to show all of this, but there are 3 stages. For example, in stage 1, you'll see this is stage 1 because it has a number 1 on it, which is very clever again. This is some of the monsters that you might come up against. Likewise, these are some of the tiles that you might uncover. So you can see here, that would be a monster. You would uncover a monster card to see what it is. Likewise, that's an item. So you'd uncover an item card to see what that is once someone comes alongside it, and so forth. And again, kind of just gives you a flavour of how you'd set that up initially. I say some of the monsters there that potentially you could come across. So again, I'm not going to show all of that because you know, that's for people to go out and buy the game. You get a nice D20. You've got this nice little boat which you put your player cubes into. You'll see, for example, if I can get these out without destroying them all, each character, as you've seen from the cards, has a colour. So, for example, if I can get the orange one out, typically the last one doesn't want to come out very well. You've got 3 orange cubes. So one of these will actually have the character's emblem on there, and then they would be on the map like that, so you'd be able to see who they are. And then you've got these other ones. One you would use for the hit points on the card, and one for the last action they've used. So each character you'll see there in the tin, you look down, has 3 cubes. The white and black ones are for the items and for the monsters. And what I really love is you can get this out, have a quick game, put it away in half an hour, and it all fits into a lovely tin. So for me, it's a cracking little option. If you just want something to scratch an itch, maybe you just want a bit of fun with a few guys down the pub, or you're away on holiday and you just want something different to play, you can dive in and out of it. But I think Dark Tomb offers something a little bit different, and it's not a historical war game or board game, but I thought I'd like to just share it with you today. So that's Dark Tomb, Blackthorn Island from Wargames, designed in this case by Andy Bergman. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and see you again soon.